Greetings, people of the internet. I am Lucha Man, and welcome to Lucha Man Reviews. Now, I am reviewing today not one but two, the last two-thirds of the third season of The Owl House. Yeah, so the third season was mishandled. Instead of getting... So the first two seasons were roughly 20 episodes each. One season had 19, the other one had 21, so yeah. We got 3 hour-long specials. I already reviewed the first one, which it used to be here on YouTube, but not anymore. And as of this recording, I'm not sure what status is for the other two, but I think I saw somewhere at one point that all 3 were smooshed together into one giant 2 hour and something minute long video. But yeah, the point is, if they actually did this third season proper, I would say that the first part, thanks to them, it should have been maybe 10 episodes. The second part, For the Future, should have been 6 or 7 episodes. And the final part, Watching and Dreaming, should have been 3 or 4 episodes, depending on how things worked out. So yeah, instead of just a regular hour, we've got either an hour and a half, or hour plus then maybe another hour, or, aftermath. The series, I enjoyed The Owl House. I thought it was a great series, and even though they handled the third season poorly, I loved all 3 segments. Sure, some stuff was left, they didn't get all the loose ends tied up, and there was still some stuff left up in the air, but overall I thought it was a very good thing. And of course it was revealed how each title of each episode, if you only use the first word for each one, it left a secret message. So overall, we got the final 3 episodes led to the phrase, "Thanks for watching." And you're welcome. And hopefully, I don't know what the future holds for the Owl House, or you can go anywhere here on the internet or here on YouTube and hear people talk about, oh, there's going to be a spin-off series, or oh, there's going to be a book, or I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. So I'm going to review, as promised, I'm going to review the last 2/3 of the show. I reviewed the first third, so this is going to be the last 2 together. So the second part is For the Future. This takes place immediately after the end of the events of Thanks to Them. So Luce, her mother, and her friends arrive back in the demon realm. And this was interesting because Luce's mom gets to experience the demon realm and see what her daughter has been dealing with for a really long time. And she's trying to be a good mom, accepting of her daughter, and trying to convince her not to make a poor decision. And it was interesting to see how the demon realm had descended into chaos under the thumb of the Collector, who is now hanging out with King. And here's an interesting thing: they actually posted a screenshot from this episode a while back, showing that I was actually connected to another universe from another Disney project they worked on earlier. I'll cover that later. So basically, it's them having to see and interact with the demon realm. Hunter is still dealing with his problems, and because of all the stressful things going on in the world, Willow is dealing with a whole lot of stress and anxiety, but she's trying to keep it in. It's really hard for me to talk about this episode without going into major spoilers, so I apologize for that. It's great because we see the episode goes back and forth between seeing what's going on with the residents of the Boiling Isles and our team of heroes, and how they interact, how they have their own separate stories. Visually, and everything looks great. And audio-wise, great music, great vocal work by all the cast and crew. It was a really good episode. It had to cover so much only within the 1 hour block that it was allotted. But yeah, I'd say For the Future definitely gets a solid 10 out of 10. There was much character development, a lot of personal growth and development for all the characters, and it was interesting to see how all the characters interact with each other. And the ending was the ultimate cliffhanger, which left us on the edge of our seats wondering how this would play out when we got to the next episode a few months later. And to that we jump into Watching and Dreaming. This one, yeah, like I said, for this episode segment, they could have made it either an hour and a half or 2 hours, but yeah, I think it worked out fairly well. I'm kind of citing the Gravity Falls, how they ended that, but yeah. For this one, we actually get more backstory. We got some backstory in the previous episode, but this one gives us a little more backstory and explanation as to the inner machinations of the Collector, who he is, how he operates, and etc. We also see Bellows put his grand plan into full effect. And this is where, of course, we get the ultimate epic battle to end all battles. The grand finale, questions are answered. We get to see Luce finally reunite with King and Ida. Very emotional, very awesome. And of course, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And what I liked about this episode was presented the whole shebang when I saw it, no commercials, uninterrupted. So they had to make sure this they pulled off one heck of an ending. And of course, there was heartbreak, there was triumph, great animation, great music, and great plot overall. I'm very super happy with how they did this. I wish they would have had maybe some other stuff from, like I said, they could have tied up the loose ends, but I really like how it turned out. It was like the great, most epic hero moment you've ever seen. It's like, it was definitely, the ending was very penned very well. And then, of course, we got the aftermath, the epilogue, and it was a series of events showing all the characters, what they're doing. There's a time skip at the end. You see characters interacting with this, that, the other thing, interacting with each other, and of course the whole time is we see the ending credits. So there's a whole huge segment of it where there's no audio, it's just visuals, just motion, just actions speaking louder than words. It was a very good ending. And of course, it all ends on the world famous "Bye," the catchphrase of the creator of the series. I thought this series was really great, and I give the third episode, Watching and Dreaming, I give it also a solid 10 out of 10. It'd be nice to see how the Owl House. It would have been nice to see what could have been, what it could have done. It'll be interesting to see how they handle the property and what the future for that awaits. But right now, even though we didn't get the full series we should have gotten, well, you take what you can get. I mean, there's a lot of great shows that never got a proper series ending. But yeah, I like how this worked. They took what they had and they found a way to shoehorn everything as much as possible into the allotted time that we were allowed. I liked it. It was a great series, and the interesting thing was I heard they are no longer going to be doing like huge story like shows. I think like they're not going to be doing an overarching series. Everything's now going to be they're not going to be focusing more on episodic episodes of basically self-contained one-shot stories. And now there is a series coming out. I think it's going to be. It looks like it's going to be about a girl. She has like a bucket list of sorts, a list of things she wants to do, and in the future, some robot comes back in time, Terminator style, to terminate her list of things she wants to do. But then someone else from the future comes back in time and unterminates the Terminator, terminatoring. So yeah, it looks like we're gonna get one more series about maybe it's gonna be some grand overarching series, or is it gonna be along the lines of Phineas and Ferb or Milo Murphy or Hamster and Gretel? Who knows? But yeah, I think Owl House. I'm guessing they say that might have been the signal to end the epic saga series. Who knows? But overall, I enjoyed the Owl House. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you definitely give it a shot. Alright, well, sorry for the long tirade there, but yeah, thank you for watching, and I really hope if you did see Owl House, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. It was a great series, and it was sad to see it end, but of course it had to happen sooner or later. Until next time, this has been Lucha Man for Lucha Man Reviews, and thank you for watching, and as always, have a nice day.